control for this evening's BC1 Dmr, and we've got a few minutes, so I'll take some notice at this point.
Victor Alpha 7 Tango Sierra Lena, this is Brad in Summerland, requesting a quick in and out.
Victor Alpha 7 X-Ray Romeo Juliet, just going for a quick in and out, 7-3s.
VA7 Echo Charlie Papa, requesting just in and out, now monitoring.
Victor Echo 7 Charlie Tango Hotel, also requesting an early check-in.
Victor Echo 7 Tango Juliet, just checking in and out.
Okay, so that's quite a list. So let me just acknowledge those in and out stations. Tango Sierra Lima, that was Brad. X-Ray Romeo Juliet, who was, where are you on the list? I've lost you now. Oh, Russell. Hold on, Don. I'm going to get to you in a moment. Then we have Brian, Tango Hotel, Terry, Tango Whiskey Juliet. And I guess, Dave, you are just chunking, I think. So, I'm going to get back to Alpha 7 Echo Charlie Papa. Don, I know you from Radio Country Net, but this is your first time here on DMR, so welcome. And we'd like to collect some statistics on knowing what equipment you've got. So can you go back and just tell us what your radio is and how you're getting into the network, please?
I'm using a TYT, and I just recently got it programmed so I can use the DMR modes. I'm going through the rag repeater, I guess.
Okay, just looking at the dashboard here, it shows you coming into Mount Vernon, Washington. So I guess that's on a different frequency. The station there is Alpha Foxtrot 7 Papa Romeo. Interesting. Okay. Anyway, didn't quite get the radio. I heard DYT, and then you sort of dropped out a little bit. So could you come again with the radio, please?
That's the TYT Chinese radio, I believe, and it's a model 390.
Okay, thanks, Don. TYT 390, good one. So thanks for the information. And yeah, I think you actually did start on RAG. Yeah, I see you were on RAG earlier, and then jumped over to Mount Vernon. Okay. Anyway, thanks for joining us. If you stick around for another half hour, we'll have a Q&A spot. If you've got any questions or just want to listen to the discussion, that would be fine. Okay, it is time that we started the net. So let's get the formal show on the road. I'm going to change my one. Tango Whiskey Juliet. Terry. Oh, I'll take that one then. Sorry, my back room lovers are giving me hints here. So Victor from Tango Whiskey Juliet. Terry in Cologne. Is this your first time too?
Victor Echo 7 X-Ray Hotel V from TWA. Yes, this is my first time actually. I've been off of DMR for at least a couple of years.
So I dusted off my radios recently because my wife got me a little set of just analog valve things. So I went and got a new DMR radio. I just got the EM UV32 and got it all programmed up, and I got my hotspot going right now, which is a duplex hat that I put together with Pi-Star. And yeah, I just happened to stumble upon the net. I didn't even know there was one going on. I just have it on as a static talk group right now. So I saw you guys pop it up, so I thought I'd join in because I'm get back into this. It's been a lot of fun. Thank you so much for having me. V7X8 is V7TWJ.
Okay, that's fantastic. V7 PWJ, V7X8. Yeah, thanks for dropping by and getting back onto DMR. And I think we've been going with this net for about 5 years. We meet here every Friday at this time, 8 p.m., 2000 hours. And we used to stick around for about an hour and collect check-ins and have a bit of discussion. So thanks for dropping by. And I said to Don, after we've had all the check-ins in about half an hour, we'll have a sort of discussion. Okay, now we'll get things rolling. And oh yes, yes. I'm just looking at the notes here. Okay, so this is Victor. I better just take a chunk. I'm just doing a reset, so doing time out while I say this is Victor 7 X-Ray Hotel. My name is Chris, and we're on BC1 for the weekly DMR net. This net is directed towards all DMR operators province-wide across beautiful British Columbia. And we also welcome guests from outside of BC. The net meets here every Friday between 8 and 9 p.m. Pacific time on BC1, which currently is talk group 3027 for the repeaters on the BC turbo system, or 30271 if using a repeater hotspot connected to Brandmeister. Noting that as of March the 1st, the Brandmeister talk group number will be changed, and it will be 3027, same as turbo. So 30271 will no longer be used for the net, but it will continue to operate as a regional talk group. Yeah, so there's 30271, 272, 273, 274, all in BC, in different parts of BC. So we're going to harmonize the Brandmeister and the Turbo talk group for this net, and both of them will be 3027 on starting from March the 1st. That's quite a mouthful. And let me take another reset. Okay, we'll try continuing. Before I start the net, please make sure you're on the correct talk group, if you can figure out what that was after that last speech, and not simply monitoring to all the talk groups on the repeater using monitor or promiscuous mode. So I'll pause now for you to check those settings. Enjoy this time. If you could avoid talking or keying it. So I'll give you 10 to 15 seconds just to check your settings. I'm back. The format for tonight will be as follows. We'll begin with announcements. Then we'll have check-ins from new stations joining the net for the first time. I've already had 2 of those. And then anyone needing a quick check-in and out and can't wait for the turn alphabetically. And then we'll have check-ins in groups by suffix alphabetically. We'll have a little bit of a chit-chat as you go along. And then at the end, we'll hopefully have time for some technical questions, discussions, comments, concerns, or anything else you want to tell us about. All right. First order of business, announcements. Who would like to go first with an announcement?
Half Echo 7 Uniform Quebec.
Good evening, Jim. I noticed the last couple of weeks you haven't been sticking around much for the announcement, so anxious to hear it tonight. Um, Alpha Echo 7 Uniform Quebec.
Yeah, thank you, Chris. Yeah, I've been doing some in and outs, but actually the announcement is we have our Whatcom County Area Sunday Net at 1915, Talk Group 31538 on Brentmeister. All BC stations welcome. And I note that you haven't left in for quite some time, Chris.
Oh, I've been caught. Yeah, Sunday, 1915. What am I usually doing at that time? Probably sleeping after dinner. I will make a note of that, as will everybody else. 9:15. Be there or be square. 31538. I think you said. Was that correct?
Yep, 31538. That's correct. And this can be my check-in. Chris?
Okay, thanks, Jim. I will better put it on the calendar. Put a big star next to it so I can do something with that. Okay, who else has an announcement? Oh, Doug, perfect double. I saw you go up on the display while I was sorting the PTT down. Yeah, I presume you've got an announcement. V7CQT, V7 stage, go ahead.
Just to reiterate what you said in the announcements at the beginning, or in the script at the beginning, on March 1st, thereabouts, we will be switching the talk group from 30271 on the Brandmeister system back to 3027. The details about it are up on the bcdmr.net website, so you don't need to pay close attention to what I'm saying because it's all documented there, including information on what's changing and why. For those of you listening who might be new and didn't know this was coming and you have just programmed the radios, you probably have the 3027 talk group already defined because it's part of the turbo system. And all you have to do is just change your BC1 talk group number in your code plug to reflect the change. You don't really have to add another channel if you don't want to. Just redefine the existing one for Brandmeister BC1 and drop the suffix 1. I'll take a break and continue on in a moment. Okay, the second part is for those of you who are interested in downloading the DMR ID database, our friend at ASAP Communications has added a number of different downloadable files on his website. These are already pre-formatted for the Anytones, and it includes an NXDN contact database as well as an option for a new 890 model of the Anytone handheld. Just for the information of those of you who are using the Baofeng DM32s, there's a version of 104,000 formatted specifically for the Baofeng as well. So we will no longer be posting these on the BCDMR website simply because the news article that I've posted up there shows you the web link to get over to the ASAP Communications website so you can download your own. He updates them every night, so they're nice and fresh. Go help yourself. Back to you, Chris, VE7CQT.
Okay, thanks, Doug. As you were talking there, I thought of a question about the new numbering. So I'll save that for the Q&A portion at the end. Okay, anyone else with an announcement? Okay, moving along. We will take check-ins from new stations who are here for the first time. I've already got two of those, which were, if I can look at the list here, we had Victor Alpha 7 Echo Charles Papa, Don, from Port Coquitlam. He joined us for the first time. And we also had Victor Echo 7 Tango Whiskey Juliet, Terry, from Kelowna, joining us for the first time. Anyone else want to check in for the first time?
Victor Alpha 7 Foxtrot Golf Papa, Fred in Campbell River for a first time check-in.
Good evening, Fred. Victor 7, Foxtrot Golf Papa in Campbell River. And looks like you're on a hotspot. And we would love to know what radio and what type of hotspot you're using.
It's a DM32C Bofang handheld radio, and it's a little Raspberry Pi hotspot that was gifted to me by Mike, Victor Alpha 7 Uniform Whiskey.
That's very generous of him. Yeah, well, it seems to be working well and it's all programmed up. So thanks for joining us for the first time. And as I mentioned already a few times, if you stick around, if you've got any questions, after we've done the check-ins. And if you don't have any questions, we'll have lots of answers, so you can learn something. All right, thanks for joining us, and hopefully we'll see you on the net this time next week or the week after. Okay, that was Fred, Alpha 7 Foxtrot Golf Papa. Anyone else for a first time check-in? Okay, so 3 first-time check-ins in one night, that's quite a record. In the early days when we first started net, it would be quite regular, but recently we haven't been having that. Right, so we're going to look for anyone who wants to in and out. So in and out at this time.
Victor Alpha 7 X-Ray Juliet Charlie Victoria. In and out. And good evening, Chris.
Victor Alpha 7 X-Ray Hotel Bravo.
Victor Echo 7 Victor Uniform.
Victor Echo 7 Fox Bravo Kilo for in and out.
Okay, so I'll acknowledge those 4. We had Alpha 7 X-Ray Juliet Charlie James, Alpha 7 X-Ray Hotel Bravo Horace, Victor 7 Victor Uniform Dan, and Victor 7 Fox Bravo Kilo David. Thank you all for dropping by and have a good evening. Anyone else for in and out?
Victor Echo 7 Whiskey Hotel Lima for in and out.
Bravo X-Ray.
Okay, so we had Victor 7 Whiskey Hotel Lima, Wolford, was in and out. And Victor 7 Juliet Bravo X-Ray John, in and out. Thank you for the two of you for checking in. Moving on, what's next? Announcers check-ins, anyone quick check-in? Okay, so now we're going to move into the alphabetical groups. So we'll take these, I didn't say what the groups were, but we'll start with the Alpha through Charlie, and then we'll end up with the uniform through Zulu. So this is where we are a little bit more laid back and can stick around and have a little chat about what you've been up to. So all signs with suffixes Alpha through Charlie. Alpha through Charlie, go now.
Victor Echo 7, Charlie Delta.
Victor Echo 7, Charlie Quebec Foxtrot. All right, let's start with Gregory in West Kelowna. Victor Echo 7, Charlie Delta. Was it as cold where you are as it was here? It was freezing.
Here. And it's supposed to go down to minus 13 again tonight, so we'll see about that. However, it's preparing me to go to Saskatoon tomorrow, so I'm going to be heading over that way, and I'm going to be taking my hotspot with me, so I should be able to check into the net from a place called Aberdeen next week. Other than that, I'm running a Baofeng DM32UV and enjoying the resurgence or the explosion in the DMR groups. It's been very interesting. That's about it for me. 73, thanks for doing the net and all the rest of it, and we'll catch you later. VE7 Charlie Delta.
Okay, thanks, Gregory. And yeah, Saskatoon. If it's minus 13 where you are, it's I can't imagine what it's going to be like in Saskatoon. I hope you've got a really good winter jacket. Anyway, have a good trip. And if you've got your hotspot with you, I'm hoping we can hear from you next week and you can tell us what it's like over there. Thanks for checking in. Okay, next one I had was Curtis, and that would be Victor Echo 7 Charlie Quebec Foxtrot. And I wonder if you can stick around for that question that you had or some discussion later. Go ahead, Curtis.
Well, good day to you. Good evening to you. This is Victor Echo 7, Charlie Quebec Foxtrot. And actually, for some reason, I thought that it would be okay to switch to the new ID already. And then I realized that at the beginning of the net, I wasn't hearing anything. So I switched back to the old ID with the one, the talk group with the one at the end of it. And I could hear things again. So, okay, I'm still going to use the old talk group, I guess, until March 1st.
Yeah, that's right. March 1st is the COVID date. And are you able to stick around and we can discuss your issue with the IDs?
I can stick around, but no, I do not have an issue with the IDs. I'm just being able to see most IDs, even though they're not programmed into my radio. And the reason is because the Brandmeister system, they are injecting the talker aliases to the digital stream, and my radio is automatically picking that up and showing me the names and call signs of the people according to their talker alias.
Yeah, that was sort of the issue I was talking about, and yeah, it may not be an issue for you. It's a new piece of information for us because we weren't aware of that. So yeah, we'll talk some more about that. I'm going to talk to Doug about that if you're not around later. Okay. So, Curtis, thank you for checking in. And let's see if we've got anyone else. I'll go through Charlie.
Victor Echo 7, Charlie Uniform Sierra.
Okay, Daryl, Victor 7, Charlie Uniform Sierra. Did you stay in the warmth or did you go out for a walk with your pups?
Went out for a walk. It was -2 when we went out, so it was brisk, but Odie enjoyed it. He likes the cold walks. And it sounds like you're going to have a good net. Lots of early check-ins and regular check-ins. So, going to be a busy night. You have a great evening, 7-3.
All right, thanks, Daryl, for checking in. And yeah, I went out for my regular bike ride, and my hands and toes were quite cold, even though I had thick gloves on. All right. Okay, so I think we've done the alpha through Charlie, so let's move on to Delta through Golf. Suffixes Delta through Golf. Your turn.
Victor Echo 7, Golf Sierra Juliet.
Victor Echo 7, Golf Echo Uniform.
Okay, we're up to there. Starting with Gavin. Victor 7, Golf Sierra Juliet. How are you this evening?
Well, good evening, Chris, and everyone across the province. It's been an interesting week here in Invermere. We started with the weekend. We had the polar plunge where you paid $20. It all went to a good cause, and you could jump in the ice on Lake Windermere. Not for me, but a lot of people did it. And like I said, it was a fundraiser for RAD. I don't know what that is, but it was a fundraiser anyway. And then on Tuesday, well, we hadn't had any snow for 7 weeks, and the roads were bare and the grass was brown. But on Tuesday, we got hit with 20 centimeters, so I had to actually fire up the snowblower for the first time this year. Good grief, thank goodness it started on the 10th fall and is able to clear the driveway. Anyway, it's been an interesting week, and last night got down to -18, and I think that's the coldest evening on record for this calendar year. But it's going to warm up, so we're thankful for that. Anyway, back to you, Chris. This is VE7GSJ. Clear.
Okay, thanks for that chilling information, Kevin. I guess it was a good cause, but you wouldn't get me doing this either. Not if you paid me, and you have to pay me more than $20 to do that, or pay the charity. And yeah, I got some snow. Yeah, we haven't had any snow here yet, but it is certainly cold enough that if there precipitation, it would snow. Um, I guess it's this what do you call it, polar vortex that's steering our way. All right, thanks, Gavin. Moving along, we've got Dave, Victor 7 Golf Echo Uniform, who is our shiny new secretary of the Delta Amateur Radio Society. How are you this evening, Dave?
Good evening, Chris and all Manette. I'm doing pretty good. B7 Golf Echo Uniform. I'm inside, and I had left my radio out in the car, and I had to run back out and get it. I took it to work today.
But when I was coming back in Burnaby, at the foot of on Low Heath, where you turn up to go to Simon Fraser University, there was slight snowflakes coming down, but they were melting pretty quick. So, we may get something soon now.
Yeah, I think this afternoon it looked like it might be starting to snow. There were just a few little wisps in the air, um, but yeah, nothing really to speak of. Yeah, so that's good, and glad you could join us this evening. Anything else for us?
Not tonight, Chris. Just glad to be inside.
Yes, aren't we all? Yeah, it was pretty chilly. All right, thanks, David. And second call, Delta through golf. Yeah, I just saw on our back channel, Doug said, "Tentpole made me laugh." It did me too. Let's see. We've done Delta through golf, so hotel through kilo. Anyone with a call sign with a suffix beginning hotel through kilo?
Victor Echo 7, Hotel Papa Bravo.
Yeah, Victor Echo 7 Kilo Alpha.
Okay, we had two again. Starting with Harold, Victor 7, Hotel Papa Bravo. What have you been up to?
Good evening, Chris. Thanks for doing that tonight. Not a whole bunch. Work. It was a busy week at work, and now I'm on call for the weekend, and we're a nice balmy minus 19 here in Taylor tonight. Over.
Oh, listening to all these people, it makes me glad I live in the lower mainland where it's only about -2. It sounds awful. Um, I'm sure I'm sure you get used to it. All right. Anything else, Harold?
Nope, that's a negative, Chris. We were earlier in the week. We were minus 27 to 30 there, so minus 19 feels quite a bit warmer over. Have a good night. 73.
Yeah, I guess it's all relative. -19 sounds good because it was colder earlier. All right, thanks, Harold. And we've got Jeff. I don't think I've heard you for a few weeks. Victor Casson, Kilo Alpha. Any news for us?
Hi, good evening, Chris. Hope you're doing well. Yeah, all is good here. Yeah, I haven't been on Friday nights too often. Lots of other things going on, social events and whatnot with the wife. So, try to make it what I can though. Yeah, not too much EMR related happening on my end with BC Turbo or similar. There's a few things in the works, hoping to happen here in the spring, summertime, but we'll bring that up later. Other than that, yeah, just playing with mesh core. Been having fun with that. Got a few repeaters set up in the area here, and yeah, building another one for my attic right now. So that's what's happening. Have yourself a good one, B7K.
Yeah, that's interesting. I played a little with Meshtastic a while ago. I heard there was this new Mish Core thing happening. So you've got a number of repeaters. That sounds quite interesting. Do you have a lot of people using Mish Core in your area? I guess you're in Richmond.
Yeah, I'm in Easton, and yeah, just between the South Island all the way up to Parksville, over the Sunshine Coast, and all the way as far east as Abbotsford. There's probably at least 40 repeaters, maybe more, 50. And twice as many users, probably over 100 by now. It works compared to Meshtastic. I used Meshtastic a few years ago and gave up on it just because it was unreliable. But this is working really great. Like you can have a full on 40-minute conversation with someone, either in an encrypted direct message or in a chat room with somebody down in Seattle or even as far as Olympia. So it's pretty impressive for what it is.
Okay, we'll have to dig out the equipment and get that started up again. I think you can take a Meshtastic node and probably reflash the firmware for mesh code. Is that right?
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, pretty much any Meshtastic LoRa unit that you have will flash over to Mesh Core. Definitely, and yeah, I think you're in Delta, right? So yeah, we just put another repeater out on Annacis Island there. That's actually pretty high up. So you may get off of that one. There's also the 7NWR. There's a Mesh Core repeater up on that site. That one's a big powerhouse. About a 4-watt repeater that's installed up there. So, yeah, if you've got any kind of line of sight or height at your place, you may get into one of those repeaters. So, yeah, give it a try. We'll look out for you on there.
Okay, definitely. Thanks for the information, Jeff. We'll try that out. All right. Thanks for checking in. We did hotel through Kilo. I don't know if we did the second call, but we'll try again. Anyone else? Hotel through Kilo. Moving along, let's go with Lima through Papa. Suffixes beginning Lima through Papa.
Victor Alpha 7, Lima Bravo Alpha.
Victor Echo 7, Alpha Whiskey.
Victor Alpha 7, Mike Delta.
Victor Alpha 7, Romeo Golf Mike.
This group is crowded. We've got 4. Let's start with Stephen. Victor Alpha 7, Lima Bravo Alpha. How are you tonight?
Good evening, Chris. Good evening, everyone on net. No real traffic tonight, but I thought I would remind our new user from the Okanagan that's on BC1, checked into BC1 tonight, that we also host a weekly Okanagan DMR net on talk group 302020 on Brandmeister, and at 7:30 on Wednesdays. So he's welcome to check in, as is everyone who's listening right now. This area is, the interior is a Meshtastic area. We have nodes all the way from Clearwater right down to Bend, Oregon that are all hooked up here. And it's just not a mesh core area. You basically have to go with whatever the locals are using if you want that network. Anyway, that's all for me, 7.3.
Okay, thanks for that invitation, Stephen. Yeah, I wonder if they'll convert over at some time because it does seem to be a superior protocol. It doesn't have the congestion problems that the old Metastatic has. All right, thanks for checking in. And yeah, 302020, I think you said, 7:30 on Wednesday. Good to know about that. Let's move on. Patricia, my favorite logger, Victor Echo 7, Papa Alpha Whiskey. How's it going?
Evening, Chris. Evening, Nat. It's been a very busy week. I had a week off, and I've been like around all over doing chores around the house. One of which is updating the code plug in the radio. Well, first it was update the firmware, and then it was okay. Let's see if I can merge Doug's code plug with mine. Only to find out that the contact tool that I had previously used back in 2022, even the update doesn't touch the new Anytone code plug, so it's back to CSV files and doing manual comparison. But I will eventually get there before the beginning of March. You can tell how long off that didn't it?
Yeah, you're not the only one. I had quite an old code plug for the longest time, and I think since Doug has such a fantastic code plug, is if you limit the number of changes that you have, then just start off with Doug's code plug and add in the additional ones that are custom to yourself. I've got about maybe half a dozen I have specific for the Delta Club, and so I just put in a talk group for the Delta Club, and most of the channels are already there. I just need to consolidate them into a single new talk group. Does that help at all?
Yeah, I've done this once before. Back in 2022, I started off with Pager's code plug. So it was a merge from Doug into Pager's code plug, which became my code plug. So I'm already halfway there. So I just have to see what Doug's done to code plug in the past 4 years and copy the changes over and update all the zones. I'll get there. Back to you.
Yeah, if you got if you start with Doug's code plug, you've got pretty much everything. Yeah, I don't remember. I never had Pedro's code plug, so I'm not sure what it was like. Okay, all right, next. Oh, we've still got a few people. Another logger, 857 Mike Delta. Dave, how are you? Actually, I haven't heard you for a couple of weeks either.
Yeah, sorry about that. 7 Mike Delta. Yeah, we've been busy doing a couple things. I think it was here last week, but was busy doing a few other things with over the neighbors, playing some cards and that. And other than that, not too much going on. -5 at the moment up here, and it's supposed to get down to around -13, -15. So we'll see what happens tonight. And a little bit of few flakes of snow. I was down doing a swim meet in Penticton today, and we had a little bit of snow on the way down, but turned out to be really nothing. So thanks for doing that, Chris. Sounds great.
Okay, thanks, Dave, and thanks for looking tonight, and stay warm. Moving along, we've got Robert, Victor 7, Romeo Golf Mike. How are you doing?
Victor Alpha 7 Romeo Golf Mike. Not too bad. Having a good day here in the Okanagan. Just one of the many Okanagan members of this talk group that show up on a regular basis. I don't have much to say other than I'll just add to the weather report here that with the cooler weather, we have also had some great sunny days. So sunrises and sunsets have been spectacular. Anyway, anyways, that's about all I have. Back to you.
Yeah, it's actually not too bad if it's as long as it's not too bad at being cold if it's not precipitating. Um, all right. Yeah, I think I'm going to move on because it's already 8:40, and so I'm going to move on to the can't get it out. Quebec through Tango. But I'll call for anyone that we may have missed. Alpha up to Tango. Silence is golden. All right. So there's no one in Quebec through Tango. Okay, I will go to the end of the list then. Uniform through Zulu. Uniform through Zulu or anyone else.
Victor Echo 7, Victor Zulu.
Victor Echo 7, X-ray Yankee. I can't believe how many people we have in Kelowna. It seems as though 50% of our check-ins have been in Kelowna. Quite a community up there. So let's find out what Doug's been up to. Victor Echo 7, Victor Zulu.
Well, good evening, Chris. Good evening. Just playing around with a little bit of FT8 on 60 meters at the moment. Other than that, I think you've heard the radio report and the weather report from the Okanagan, so I'll leave it at that. VE7, Victor Zulu.
Yeah, I wasn't sure what band you said you were on. Was that 6 meters? What's the propagation life on 6 meters?
I know that's 60 meters, 60 meters, where we have a whole 15 kilohertz segment now allocated to us.
Yeah, I wasn't sure if you'd said 60. That's quite a band. How big is your antenna on that band?
Well, it's a full-size inverted base, so as you might expect, it's close to 100 feet long.
Yeah, I guess that's still manageable. Yeah, so I'm just thinking here, 60 meters. That's between 20 meters and actually 160, 60, 80. Yeah, so it's between 40 meters and 80 meters. Okay, yeah, that's not too bad. All right, thanks, Doug, and let's go on to Kevin. There we go. Kevin, Victor 7, X-Ray Yankee. Good evening, Kevin. How are you?
Doing really good. Haven't really been active here on DMR for a while, but anyways, I'm just sitting out on my back deck right now with quarter wave to the HT.
Yeah, looking at the log, you've had about 20 check-ins. So yeah, you've been around a little bit. Yeah, so is it? It must be pretty cold out there on the deck. From what I hear in West Kelowna, it's somewhere around -20. I don't exactly know here right now, but if you're just standing out here with a t-shirt right now, I'm kind of getting cold here as it is. Okay, I'm going to let you get going, and I'm not going to be responsible for your freezing to death. Thanks for drawing my Kevin. Get back inside where it's warm. All right, anyone else? Anyone we missed? Alpha through Zulu.
Victor Alpha 7 Whiskey Tango.
Victor Alpha 7 Whiskey Tango. Scott, one of the rare people who aren't in Kelowna. How's life in North Vancouver?
Very good here. Yeah, I've been playing a lot with the Meshore as well, so that was interesting to hear the other fellow working on that. That's been all consuming for me of late, doing presentations for various clubs and fooling with it and setting up repeaters. We're actually the third most populous mesh in the net on Meshore in the world right now in Pacific Northwest, which is kind of interesting. But I did look up the stats on it. I thought it'd be interesting. There's actually 1,400 repeaters in the Pacific Northwest. It outstrips the number of users, which is kind of interesting. If you look on the Let's Mesh website. Over to you.
That's really interesting. More repeaters than users. So when you talk about the Pacific Northwest, that's go all the way down to Washington State and maybe even Oregon.
Yeah, that's a Roger. So there's sort of a Salish mesh group that's been formed. Very, very much a community-based group. It pretty much extends across the island, Sunshine Coast, all the way down to Oregon, and occasionally we get bumps from Idaho that come through. But mostly it's Seattle's a sort of a mega center. Lower Mainland is a mega center, and there's a bunch of really, really active folks near Nanaimo. So those three groups really bring it together. Also, I know because it's where I work at UBC, they're trialing it there as well. So there's some pretty strong repeaters at the UBC campus at Point Rare.
Definitely something I want to jump into and try it out. Yeah, as I said earlier, I played with Meshtastic, but didn't go too far with it. But looks like things have moved on enormously. So you said I think you've been doing some presentations. We would love to get to hear your presentation if you'd be willing to give it to our local club.
Really happy to. I did North Van Club, which is my home club, and for another group at UBC. I've happy to put it together for anybody that wants to learn more about it. It's kind of interesting how it all works and how it fits together, but it's evolving like crazy, so it changes constantly. But yeah, reach out to me if you want to. You can hit me up at CQ at VictorAlpha7WhiskeyTango.ca if you want to send any.
All right, thanks, Scott. Yeah, I made a note of that, and I guess we'll be talking. Yeah, that's good. Okay, I'm going to move on because it's about 5 minutes now for the Q&A. So if anyone, I'll take any late check-ins just before we shut down the net. But does anyone have any questions or comments that they would like to make at this time?
Echo 7 Whiskey Hotel Lima.
Yeah, go ahead, Wilfred. Echo 7 Whiskey Hotel Lima.
Thanks, Chris. I just wonder, I hear a lot of talk about Meshtastic and Meshcore. What exactly are those two entities?
That's a great question, and Scott, I think, is probably the best person to answer that. Victor Alpha 7 and Whiskey Tango. Could you answer the question?
Sure thing. Still here, Victor Alpha 7 Whiskey Tango. Yeah, they're both LoRa radios, so they run in roughly the 900 megahertz spectrum. They are a chirp, I can never say this right, chirp spread spectrum based communication network. It's for small bandwidth text or telemetry based digital radio transmissions. They both work by having a lot of different nodes over an area to cover that area. The biggest difference is Meshtastic. Each node acts as a repeater and an endpoint. At Mesh Core, you have a distinction between endpoints and repeaters. There's some other distinctions. Easiest thing to do is just look them up online. Mesh Core, Meshtastic, a simple search online will show you the differences between the two. Meshtastic has definitely been around for quite a bit longer. Core is much, much newer. They just have different philosophies and different network structures, but effectively it's an off-grid, small bandwidth digital mode in the 900 megahertz spectrum.
Yeah, and I'll add a couple of things. One is the spectrum's unlicensed, so you don't need to be a radio amateur to get involved. But obviously, there is interest there. And the other thing about the difference is, as I recall, Meshtastic, when you send out a message, basically everybody that hears it repeats it, and so the bandwidth becomes very, very congested with these repeated transmissions. Where with Mesh Core, as I understand it, I haven't looked into Mesh Core too much. It's more like a routing protocol. Not quite sure how that works, but that's the way I understood it. Did that make any sense, Scott?
Yeah, that's 100% correct. Yeah, the Metacore path-based routing, it uses all the different repeaters. In the first transmission, it will send a flood, and the flood messages go out through all the repeaters. A subsequent transmissions, depending on the type of transmission, it will attempt to use a more direct path to get from A to Z in the hopes of minimizing the airtime overage that occurs. So you can it's designed to be more scalable. If you're doing a direct message between two endpoints over a specified path, it actually is public-private key encrypted as well. So it's a bit different. And yeah, that's correct. It is an unlicensed band, both of them. So you don't need to have a ham radio license to operate in it. However, if you have a license, you can up the power a little bit. It really depends too on jurisdictions. It's there's a standard across North America, but in Europe and in New Zealand and stuff, there are frequencies involved.
All good information. Thanks, Scott. Wilfred, did that satisfy your curiosity?
100 megahertz band.
Victor Casero and Whiskey Hotel Lima. We lost you. You just started at the beginning and then dropped out. Do you want to try again?
Have some sort of 900 megahertz radio, and I'm guessing you have to, you obviously have to, have a computer and the software that goes along with it, along with all that other stuff. So that's basically what I was asking.
Okay, yeah. There are lots of little boards that you can get. This is not particularly high power, but there are many of them that are available. Some I think more popular than others. And as far as computer, yeah, you could use a computer, but I think a lot of people basically use Bluetooth to their phone, if I remember correctly from when I was using it. Scott, anything else you want to add to that?
Yep, that's also 100% correct. Most of the devices are paired with a cell phone. You can connect it to a computer. Vast majority of cell phone paired through Bluetooth. Then the LoRa board. These are very inexpensive, like $20 to $60 devices that you just attach. Has usually a Bluetooth. Some of them have Wi-Fi, and then they have a LoRa radio on as well. The power is sub 1 watt. You can get up to a watt. Some of the bigger repair ones, or the biggest one I've seen is 5 watts. That's like the superpower version. But yeah, most of them are sub 1 watt boards that connect via Bluetooth to the phone. You can flash them with various firmware. And I think somebody earlier mentioned too that almost all of these boards you can flash with either MeshTask or MeshCore. It's the same. It's an EIP32 board, if you're familiar with that. Is a very common one. There's a few other variants, but it's a LoRa radio board, dev board, Arduino kind of thing.
Yeah, go ahead, Wolf.
I, didn't do the PCT right again. That's very good. That explains a lot, and that simplifies it quite a bit for me. So I'm not very technically oriented. So it's always great when people can sort of simplify things and make it understandable. So thanks very much, Chris and Scott. I do appreciate that. That sounds very interesting. Anyway, I won't take up any more of your time. So the E7 WHL, I'll be back with.
Okay, have some fresh discussion, not necessarily Myanmar related. So anyone else with a question at this point? Okay, I've got one for Doug, back to DMR. I think you may have addressed this already in the back channel. I saw some discussion. The issue we're talking about with Curtis CQF is he got this baffling radio that we were demonstrating the other week, and without programming it with anything other than the talk group, when people were transmitting, he was getting their IDs on the display, name, location, and so on. And he doesn't believe he has the contact list programmed in the radio. And he said something about there is a protocol now where that information is sent when the post transmits. So it does need to be in the code plug. Is that correct, or am I getting this completely wrong?
Yeah, the E7 CQT here, Chris, you have it absolutely correct. You and Curtis were both right. A few years back, I think more than 5, the European Standards Group revised the DMR over-the-air specification. There's 4 different parts of the spec. The part that's relevant is the over-the-air part, to add the ability to transmit user information. So you have to set your radio up to transmit it. It's not automatic, but it's an easy couple of tick boxes and fill in the blank with your call sign and information. And it will transmit over the air. It only works on the Brandmeister system right now. I don't think any of the Northwest or the Pacific Northwest systems, including ours here in BC Turbo, support it. So those turbo systems still require or utilize the DMR ID database that you download and run inside of the radio. So in the case of a person who's hopping between the Brandmeister network and the Turbo network, you would see users' information on the Brandmeister system, but you would not if you're on the Turbo system. Does that clear it up, Chris? Go ahead.
Yes, I guess it does. When Curtis mentioned this the other night, Pedro and I were baffled because we had not heard of that, which is really interesting. So the next question is my Anytone radio already doing this with your code plug, or is there anything I need to do, or is it even possible for me to send my ID?
The answer is no. I have not turned it on, so to speak, because every user is going to be unique, and you have to put in your own DMR ID as an example. So no, I haven't enabled it in any of the code plugs that are posted up on the the bcdmr.net website. And if you want to, maybe I should put up a note in the FAQs on how to turn it on.
Yeah, I guess if this is the standard and people have radios and they're not programming the contact list, it would be a useful thing for people to start doing. If it's, yes, please, when you have time. You do a lot of work already. Okay, I think we should probably wrap things up here, and I will give a last call for anyone we may have missed, just like a check-in before we close down the net.
Victor Alpha 7, Tango Charlie Mike. Start with more information.
Okay, just hold on, Curtis. I'll take Prepper first of all. Victor Alpha 7, Tango Charlie Mike. I bet it's cold where you are. I think we lost him. Victor Alpha 7, Tango Charlie Mike, Trevor. Victor 7 X-Ray Hotel. Are you there? He's probably using Droidstar and having internet challenges. Okay, Curtis, you have some more new information for us.
Victor Alpha 7 Tango. Victor Alpha 7 Tango Charlie Mike.
Okay, Trevor, I doubled with you. Go again?
Sorry, Chris, don't mean to steal all your sunshine. Hi. Are you hearing me okay?
Yeah, we are now. Not before, but you're coming through okay now.
Yeah, my apologies. You were, I think I caught the tail end there with George Third. Yes, indeed, I am going through George Third, unfortunately. So, nothing really to report. And then it's cold in Troy Lake, and if you can send some sunshine my way. Hi.
Well, yeah, I think you probably want warmth more than the sunshine. Although sunshine, yeah, that'd be good too. All right, thanks, Trevor. I'm just going to go back to Curtis and see what Curtis had to add to the discussion. Victor 7, Quebec. I can't remember. Charlie Quebec Foxtrot, isn't it? V7H. Go ahead.
Chris, I just wanted to let you know that almost everyone in this in this net. I have been seeing their talker alias, which is their name and their call sign for nearly everyone in this net. And I'm pretty sure it's not because they've actually enabled the transmission of the talker alias from their own radios. Instead, it is the the Brandmeister system that is injecting this on their behalf. And what the Google AI tells me is that let's see, the server injection from Brandmeister handles this. If user's radio does not send a talker alias, Brandmeister server looks up their DMR ID in its internal database and generates an alias for them on the fly. And that's what I've been witnessing here in this net. That I've seen nearly everyone's name and call sign, even though I have none of it programmed into my radio.
Well, I didn't know that. That's fantastic. Yeah, it sort of makes sense because the control center that we watch to see who is calling in has that information, so it must be looking it up already, and it doesn't take a lot more functionality to send it out over the network. Yeah, that sort of makes sense. But I did not know that. Um, good, good to know. All right, thanks, Curtis. Anyone else want to check in or any last words before we close down the net?
Victor Alpha 7 X-ray Hotel Bravo, I supplement.
Yeah, go ahead, Horace. X-ray Hotel Bravo.
My observation is that my 878, after I turn on receiving the Docker alias, I'm able to see the Docker alias. And also, you can go to the Brandmeister self-care and inject or customize your Docker alias. So you go to your self-care and settings and add it into the API stacks or Docker alias. There's a few that you can customize your Docker alias. Otherwise, Webmaster will be showing your DMR ID and call sign. This is Victor Alpha 7 X-ray Hotel Bravo.
It's great that we can share this information. Thank you, Horace. And I can feel a FAQ is on its way. All right, thanks, Horace. Anyone else anything to add or check-ins this time?
Victor Alpha 7 Uniform Whiskey.
Alpha 7 Uniform Whiskey. Michael, are you a late check-in?
I've been listening off and on since the start, but you can count me as a late check-in.
Okay, just before you go, I see you've checked in a few times. We didn't hear what radio you were using last time you checked in. Could you let us know what you're using for our statistics?
Right now I'm using a TYT 380 and talking on the RAG repeater in Vancouver. My other radio is a DM32, and I also run a small repeater 5-watt hotspot as well too.
All right, thank you, Michael. That's most helpful. And yeah, we publish statistics on our website, which is bca-dmr.net. So every little piece of information helps. Okay, thanks for checking in, Michael. Anyone else late check-in?
Victor Echo 7, Mike Lima X-ray.
Take a 7, Mike Lima X-ray. Matthew, how are you?
Doing well, Chris. Hope you're having a good night, and hi to everyone on the net. 7-3 from Victoria, where we're visiting family.
All right, thanks, Matthew, and you have a good evening. Any late check-ins?
Victor Alpha 7, Tango Lima Sierra.
Oh, there we go. Victor Alpha 7. I have to wait for my my transmission to clear up on the control center to know that it's networked. Victor Alpha 7, Tango Lima Sierra. Timothy in the News Bay. Good evening.
Good evening. I just dropped in and turned on and heard the last two people join in and thought I'd put my 2 cents in as well.
Sounds good. Thanks for dropping by. And you have a good evening. Anyone else before we close down the net? This feels just like the Rainbow Country Net. It's the net that never ends. Okay, we're going to call this wrap there, and I'm going to invite Patricia to give us the damage. Maybe Patricia's left us, and this has been going so long, it's going to get up early. Doug, do you have a number for us?
It wasn't that I had left. It was that my hotspot had decided to desert me. So this is Victor Echo 7, Pop Alpha Whiskey for station identification. Chris has broken our 4-week moving average. We're at 34 check-ins, with 3 of which are new, so that's great. And I want to volunteer to Chris to be net control from here on in. 70.
No, please, please, not every week. Yeah, that is remarkable. I don't know what happened this week. It was either the mesh core discussion or it was that everybody's getting cold outdoors and they come inside where it's warmer and to join the net. Okay, thank you, Patricia. Thank you, Doug and Dave and all the people in the back room making sure the net moves smoothly. And thank you everyone for joining in with the discussion tonight. We will be here same time next week, 8 p.m. 100 on Friday for the next BCDMR net. Good night and 7-3.